Hey lovelies, welcome back to the channel and you're welcome to another exciting sewing tutorial. Today we are going to be making a short Bubu Kaftan top with side ropes and V neckline. If you're ready, please do well to subscribe, like, and do well to drop all questions in the comment section. And if you're ready guys, let's just get into the video. So the first thing to do is to fold the fabrics into 4, and with that I'll be considering the pattern on the fabrics. So I'm going to be considering the line, the standing line, to be up, then the rest can be at the lower side. So we'll fold the fabrics into 4, then we'll consider the width of the sleeve because that is the widest part of the top. So since the top is a cut together with sleeve, for you to measure the length of the sleeve, we'll place the tape rule directly at the center back all the way to wherever you want the sleeve to get to. So after folding it correctly, we go next by marking the length of the top. So we'll be adding about 5 inches extra, considering the fact that it's going to be having rush by the side. You may even choose to add more. So we'll mark the length we want to use. For this is a total of 35. Then we go ahead to cut it out, considering the pattern. So after cutting, we flip it all around, then we'll make the standing pattern appear upward. Then we go next by placing the sleeve opening plus the seam allowance. So for that, we'll be considering the sleeve opening of about 10 inches together with the shoulder slope and everything. The half length is 15 inches at the waistline. So at the waistline, we take the waist measurement divided by 4, that is about 7 inches. Then we add about 3 inches easiness allowance. You can add as much as you want. The top should not be fitted. You can see that is a free top. So we'll add 3 inches extra allowance at the waist. The hips line is 8 inches from the waistline. We'll place the hips measurement divided by 4. Then we'll also be adding about 3 inches easiness allowance to it. Then we'll connect this point together. Also at the hem of the top, we are going to be repeating the same measurement at the hips line, which is about 13 inches. We'll mark that also at the hem. Then we go ahead to connect the 3 points together. The neck width for both the front and the back is 3 inches. So since we have folded both the front and the back bodies together, we are going to be considering the neck depth for the back first, and that is just about 1 inches. Then after separation, we can later mark the front neck depth because that is more deeper. So mark just 1 inch for the neck depth of the back. Then we'll connect it like a circular form. Then at the sleeve hem, we are going to go down with about 1 inches. Then we'll go ahead to connect the shoulder slope back to the neckline. Then having done this, the next thing for us to do is just to cut it out. We go next by separating the back panel from the front panel. Then we'll refold the front panel. So we'll be considering the neck depth of about 8 inches for the front. Then we are going to mark that out. Starting from the center front, we go inward with about 1.5 inches. That is going to be where the cape is going to sit. So having done that, we connect it like a V-style line back to the neck width. And having done this, the next thing to do is to cut it out. So just like the way it's appearing by the camera, we are going to be placing a lunge towards that side, a slant lunge, and that is going to enable us to be able to stitch the band even inside the that side in which we have lunged. So we are going to place a lunge on it like that. Then having done that, we are going to take the back and we're going to make the front and the back incline around the shoulder line. Then we'll just go ahead and measure what we have all around, and that will give us the measurement in which we are going to use to cut out the band. So for this, we have about 12 inches. We will just add about 1 inch allowance to it, which will later be trimmed out after stitching it all around. We can just trim out the excess, and the next thing for us to do now is to cut the band. So for the band, it's going to be on a fold, and we measured a total measurement of 12 inches. That will be 24, that is times 2. for the total length. So you can just add 1 inches excess allowance. I think I added too much here, so we'll mark that out. And for the width of the band, just use 2 inches. 2.5 inches will be too much and shocking, so 2 inches should be okay. Remember, we took out 1.5 inches plus half inches for allowance, so 2 inches is okay. We'll mark it out, then we'll go ahead to cut it out. So just like the way it's appearing by the camera, fold the band into 2, then place a lunge, and the lunge is going to be at the center back. Then the next thing for us to do now is to mark out where the rope rack is going to be sitting at the side of the top. So it depends on the kind of effect you want the rope to have. For this, I came down with about 2 inches from the waistline, so that means that the rope rack is going to be starting from that point. And also the rack in which we are going to be stitching towards that side is going to be the length starting from the 2 inches beneath the waistline all the way to the hem of the top. So we'll just make sure that to cut out the rope rack. So we are going to be cutting out 2 pieces for that, for both sides of the top. And for the width we'll be considering a width of about 2.5 inches. It should not be too small so that it can enable the rope to pass through. Remember that 2 different ropes are passing through, so I'm just going to cut it out. So the last thing we are going to be cutting out is the rope. So for the rope, we'll be cutting out 4. So we'll be using a width of about 1.5 inches, and the rope should be much longer than the rope rack, the length of the rope rack. So we'll cut out the rope, and the next thing for us to do is just to stitch them down. So for the sewing, the first thing to do is to join the shoulder of both the front and the back together at the outside. So just go ahead to join both sides of the shoulder down into the sleeve. After this, fold the stitch part and get the center back. So directly at the center back, open it, then place a lunge at the center back. Go next by taking the cut out neckband, then directly at where the lunge is at the center, we'll make it incline with the center back lunge. Then we'll start stitching from that region all the way into the front where the lunge is placed at the front. So directly at the front, we'll make a reverse stitch to secure it properly. Then we continue the sewing at the other side, just like the way it's appearing by the camera. Then we stitch it all the way to the front of the second part as well. After this, go ahead to lay the fabrics flat, then pull in the excess of the band to the outside of the fabrics. Directly at the lower part in which has been launched earlier, go ahead and make a straight stitch to secure the band with the main fabrics, just like the way it's appearing by the camera. Then once you are done, you can trim out the excess of the remaining band, and this is how it should look like once you are done. The next thing to do is to stitch the hem of the sleeve. Then after doing that, you can go ahead to join the side. We join both sides of the top. Then having done that, we also go ahead to stitch the lower part of the hem. The last thing to do is to stitch the rope rack and input the rope. So for that, starting from where we marked out, open up the top like I'm doing, then place a lunge at the center of the rope rack. Then afterwards, we go ahead to make a direct stitch directly at where we launch all the way to the end of the top, and by the side also we are going to fold in the side and stitch it directly with the main fabrics. Then we are going to be repeating this also for the other side. So for the rope, I've gone ahead to stitch the 4 ropes. So we are just going to be using a safety pin to input it into the rope rack. So we are going to be passing 1 into each. That is, it's going to be 2 by both sides. Then having done that, we are going to run a direct stitch at the top to secure it with the upper part of the rack, and that is how it's going to be. So this is how the top will look like, and you can just easily pull the rope together to draw the excess, and you can tie it also. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have learned one or more things. Please do well to subscribe, like, and if you have any question or comment, you can drop it in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in my next video.